Good day, students. Welcome to another episode of School on Air. I'll be your instructor for Basic Science and Technology GSS 3. So today, this will be the third part of our episode on processing of materials, that is clay, ceramics, and glass. Processing of materials, clay, ceramics, and glass. So this part, we are going to be talking about uses of these materials, that is uses of clay, ceramics, and glass. So let's start with the uses of clay. Uses of clay. Number one, it is used for brick too. It is used for brick too. So one of the advantages or one of the uses of clay is that you can use it to make bricks. That is bricks of block that you can use for your housing and building constructions. So clay can be used to build our houses, so like huts and so on. So clay can be used to build houses. Number two, which is the second uses of clay, it is used to build houses in local areas. It is used to build houses in local areas. So another uses or another use of clay is that it can be used to build houses. So old houses or local houses in rural areas can be built or are built with clay because they can use it to make bricks, so which can be used to make houses. So number three, it is used to make cheap household items. It is used to make cheap household items. So in the house, there are utensils that we can use. The one that you can use that is made up of clay is the pot. So our pots can be made up of clay, though it is a very poor conductor of heat, as we said earlier about the disadvantages of clay. It can still be used to cook. So our clay pot can be one of the household utensils that you can use to cook. So let's go to number three. Number three is that it is used to make cheap household items. So number four, it is used to keep items cold because of its evaporative property. It is used to keep items cold because of its evaporative properties. So when we store things like water, for example, inside a clay material like our pot, the substance inside the clay is going to be cold. Why? Because the clay has evaporative property, and we should know that when evaporation occurs, there will be cooling afterwards. So we say evaporation causes cooling. Again, evaporation causes cooling. So when this evaporation occurs in the clay, it will lead to cooling of the internal part of the clay, thereby cooling the items like water that we are storing in the clay. So because of the evaporative property of clay, it can be used to store items so that they will be cold when you store them inside the clay. So number four is that it is used to keep items cold because of its evaporative property. So it is used to keep items cold because of its evaporative properties. So let's go to the uses of ceramics. Uses of ceramics. It is used to make china, cups, plates, and dishes. It is used to make china, cups, plates, and dishes. So like we said in some parts of the world, ceramics is also called china. So ceramics, it can be used to make china, it can be used to make cups, like what we use in our production and everything. So it can be used to make plates. So ceramic plates are very affordable, like you said. That is one of the advantages of ceramics. So ceramics can be used to make plates that we can use to eat, and it can use to be you can use to make dishes. You can use it to make cups and every other thing that you use in the kitchen. So it's used to make china, cups, plates, dishes, cups,